Well, hello there. Welcome back, or welcome to another episode on the Survival series. If you watched last episode, you may remember that we started the new mega project being the island, and as you can see, I actually started building some because I was in the mood. Today, however, we are not actually going to be focusing on the island. Instead, I want to save the island for a day where I have more time to focus on building it. So today, instead, as you probably saw from the thumbnail hopefully, we are going to be building a new tower over here. The tower definitely represents Tony Stark's Avengers tower, but with a little bit more me. I basically only have about 4 days to make this episode and get it released, so we're gonna have to work pretty quickly. Thankfully, I have already prepared some blocks. I don't know if it's gonna be enough, but the build itself, especially the interior, is pretty expensive because I'm gonna have an office in there and it's gonna be like my main office. I don't know what I would need an office for in Minecraft, but it's obviously a big flex, so there's gonna be a lot of diamonds and maybe some netherite in there. We're just gonna come up here where the layout is and we're gonna set down our shulker box and start building. I believe the tower itself is about 70 blocks tall, so it should make up the new highest point on the base, which should take it to about 240 blocks tall, so about up here, and height limit would only be about, 80 blocks away? And so, without further ado, let's get building. And obviously I can't just build the entire thing all at once because, well, I need watch time. So here it is, and no, it's not done, but this is basically what it looks like, and yes, it's obviously just the Avengers Tower, but with my name on it. And it's just a frame right now, but again, I needed to show you some of the building process, and this is just like the frame. I will be building the back to this, believe it or not. This is not one of those buildings that I'll just like half finish. It isn't taking super long to build, it isn't super difficult since I have pictures of it from a creative world. Except for the one point when I had to move the entire thing over one block because I miscounted. But I am still working on it, so I will come back when I have a bit more progress on it. Okay, it's not finished yet, but I need to take a break. So we have this side left to do and the whole back of it, as you can see behind me. But it's really coming along. It's looking pretty good so far. But I still need to break up the time of making this build with some other few things. So we have our shop right here, and we're out of pumpkins because somebody bought it all. So we're just gonna fill this up real quick. Our villager cannot compete with this many pumpkins I'm selling it, and our chests are full. So I'm gonna go ahead and craft some pumpkin pies instead of trading for them. Alright, so we have a few stacks of pumpkin pie, and now we can just go ahead and throw some in here. 6 stacks is a start for right now. Eventually I'll have to get all 18 back though. And I mentioned the inside of our tower up there is going to be kind of expensive, so we're going to need a lot of diamonds, and thankfully we have a lot of diamonds. And we're also going to need diamond ore, and we have a lot of diamond ore. What we do not have a lot of though is netherite. I have 9 netherite ingots, which is a full block, which is pretty good, and we definitely need it for some of the blocks that we're going to be building with. But I also need ancient debris, and unfortunately I smelted all of my ancient debris into scraps, and I can't build the scraps, so we're going to need to go ancient debris mining. Thankfully, I have a sheep farm that over time has just gotten me a whole lot of wool. Even though it isn't a big farm, after time, any farm is bound to produce a lot. So I'm just gonna come over here, craft a bunch of beds, and we can go ahead and blow up the nether. Down in the nether now, so let's see how many ancient debris we can get. None. With that little mining session, we got 29 ancient debris, which should be about enough for what I have planned for the room. This base left me confused for about 15 minutes straight earlier today, just trying to figure out how I miscalculated this build. But I think I found out what the problem was looking at the design I made in a creative world. Finally, the exterior is now done. And we can fly up here. I did get the back done as well. So the interior is not done. We have these 2 rooms that I need to make. This top one, which is going to be my office, and down here, which is kind of going to look like the armory-like thing. I think the dragon egg might go in here. And some suits of armor, which will look cool. Down at the back, you can see it is very much floating. But we have a back to this thing, actually. Man, this thing looks like the dumbest thing ever from this angle. It's very much floating, just where it's at, and it's sticking out a whole lot. So I'm definitely gonna have more builds in the future surrounding it for it to sit on top of and to make it look less out of place. And it does kind of stick out right now, kind of weirdly, but we definitely want more builds up here, so it's kind of just gonna be like on the end, so it won't look so out of place when we have more stuff around it. I don't know what those other builds are gonna be yet, because I'm just making the space up as I go. Like this, I just built one day. I didn't even have a plan to build this thing. I just kind of designed it in creative and thought it'd be fun. And yes, we will have to make some more terrain probably right here. Maybe some other builds down here. And there is a hole on the ceiling of this thing, so whenever I want to just like pop into my office, I can just like fall in right here. And about right here is where my desk and my chair is gonna be, so I can fall straight in through the roof. And just land straight in my desk and order people around, or whatever I'm gonna do in this building. I did need some sea lanterns for my build, just for some lights that's gonna be in the side of it. And I'm like, oh, we can go have a fun adventure, we can go to an ocean monument, and we can just mine some sea lanterns. This shouldn't be too difficult. And then I looked in the chest right here, and I'm like, oh, not this one actually, this one. And I'm like, oh, I already have 18 sea lanterns, which might be enough. I don't think it will be, so we do actually need some more. So that's what we're gonna do. We just need a few, but we're gonna go on an adventure and find an ocean monument, take it over, and just grab some sea lanterns. I only have one potion of water breathing, so what we're actually gonna do, because I'm lazy and I don't really feel like brewing up a bunch of potions, we're gonna fly over to a little shop on the server. I've only been here a few times because I don't need potions very often, and it's just 1 diamond for 3 potions of your choice. And let's look for some water breathing. There we go. So let's take 2 water breathing, and let's see if we need any others, just for anything. We don't really need anything else, so we're just gonna take 1 invisibility potion just for fun, place a diamond in here, and we can get ready to leave. So there's someone AFKing up here, but I just need a few pieces of gunpowder, so just don't... I just need a few pieces, okay? I'm not stealing them from him. Let's take a look in here and see if we have any respiration helmets. Ooh, this one's a really good helmet. I'm actually gonna take this. Who needs protection for it on Breaking 3? So now I guess I actually need to go find one of these ocean monuments, which might be easier said than done, because I have looted a lot. And I know I could go to an old one, and that I haven't mined out, and just take a bunch of sea lanterns from there, but that's not good content, and I want to make some good content, because I only have a few more days to make this video, and I need some screen time. Is this the end portal? What? I accidentally found the stronghold pillar. The strongholds with the end portal is right underneath me, and I accidentally just found it. And now I have no way out of this water. Here's one. Oh wait, I've already been to this one. That's inconvenient. We'll find a new one to explore. And honestly, it'll probably be very anticlimactic, but I want to do it anyway, just for fun. The things aren't actually super hard. You can actually get through them super quickly, but I just kind of felt like doing this today. I suppose while we're out here, we can find some buried treasure. Right underwater. That's great. Can we get it first try, though? Is it under this block? No. Is it under this block? Nope. It's gotta be... Is it under the oh! It's under the stone. That's inconvenient. But this is kind of a nice haul. 2 diamonds and 3 TNT. And the heart of the sea, can't forget that. That's pretty cool. I just made a circle back to my base. I couldn't find a new one, so we're already back home. But I said we're gonna do it, so I'm determined now, and I need the content, so let's go find a new one. Ooh, right behind my base actually, there's one over here, so hopefully I haven't found it yet. Let's just jump inside. And we got the mining fatigue, which means it's a new one, so we can explore this thing. What I'm just gonna brute force through this thing because it honestly doesn't take super long, and we're just kind of kill the Elder Guardians, maybe even get some armor trims if we're lucky, and just grab some sea lanterns. Weirdly enough, the Elder Guardian isn't in here, so let's check one of these side sticky outfits. Maybe there's one in one of these rooms. Any fish in here? Hello? Oh, there we go. Let's just beat him up. Beat him up. There we go. We got a sponge. That's it. Lovely. Let's go for the other one. And try to get past all these little fish around me. Break in before they kill me. No! We're in. Where's he at? Hello. This little one's a bigger threat than the big one. What? I don't need a fish, I need my trident. There we go. Beat him up. There we go, we got a sponge and no armor trim. Now there's supposed to be a third one, but he's not in his room up here, so we might actually have to like try to find him. Well, it looks like there might not actually be a third one, so we're gonna take a swig of this milk to get rid of the mining fatigue and then drink this water breathing because I am dying. Now we can just break these super easily and just collect some sea lanterns and go home. We also can't forget that there's gold in here that we can take. Alright, I definitely have more than I need now, so I have this exit right here and we can go home. Well, we made it back and we got a nice supply of sea lanterns. And the next part we have to do to build up our structure today is going to involve decreasing our diamond stash a little bit. Because it's always worth a flex, isn't it? Covering your build in diamonds, even if it's subtle and no one can ever see the diamonds, it's still definitely worth it. And what we're gonna do is we have this diagonal window right here, and we need to find a way up here. And we're gonna come over here, and this window is going to be like a light, and we're going to fill it up with diamonds and sea lanterns. So basically we just need to spread out the diamonds a little bit so there's still diamonds in it, but I don't use up the entire thing, so there's just gonna be a few. Something subtle, but still looks nice. And that might be enough, and we can see we have our lights and we have some diamonds mixed in with those. Yep, that looks pretty good, and we're gonna do the same thing on the other side. And now I get to go ahead and make the interior. And for that, all we have to do is simply run into a wall, just like that. It is all done. As you can see, it looks kinda nice. It's kind of like the armory from Iron Man. So we have like the hull suits, all the different armors including netherite, and we have the centerpiece here, which is actually for a dragon egg. So now we have a place to store one of our dragon eggs, and it looks kind of nice. And what we have next to do is this next floor up here, which is going to be the office. Can I just point out the fact that it takes 3 rockets just to get to the top of this thing? Anyways, we got the office done, and it looks pretty nice if I say so myself. And here's the entrance. There's really no way to get up here except Elytra, but here it is. We have our wooden floor, a diamond rug, diamonds on the wall, ancient debris, baseboards, we got iron golem, security, and I really like this touch of some diamonds flowing through the walls. And we have our office chair. This is where we can make deals in... Well, actually, there's really no reason for this build. It just kind of looks nice. We even have a lodestone decoration, a beacon lamp, some diamonds on our pots. And I can actually show you the redstone behind this thing. It's pretty simple. I just have to like mine through my entire base to get to it. But we can fall down here, and yeah, it's really simple. It's just a redstone repeater clock with a dispenser shooting out some diamonds into a water stream. The water stream, let's see, it's right here, and I actually need to place a block right here, I guess. And the diamonds just flow through this, land in this hopper, and the hopper sends it right back into this dispenser, so we never lose any diamonds. This has, however, dwindled my diamond supply a little bit. We are still clearly rich, but just that one office room had 13 blocks of diamonds just sprinkled around it. And now we only have 31 blocks of diamond. Alright, well we only have one more thing that we need to add to this tower. I just have a little bit of graffiti to put on the back of this base. Are you ready? There it is. Technoblade never dies, spread out across the entire side of this build. And I think it looks kinda nice. It's kinda hard to read from the ground, but when you're up here, got this big sign up here. There we go. And to think that we actually had about 50 diamond blocks at the start of this episode, and now we only have 20 blocks. I feel poor now. I mean, don't get me wrong, 20 diamond blocks is still quite a lot. And I think it was definitely worth it just to make this space a pointless flex. But I used to feel so rich. Now I can only feel rich when I am sitting in my chair, surrounded by diamonds everywhere. And in case you were wondering, we are at Y level 250, which is the new highest point for our build. Wait a second. 251 is the new highest point for our build, which means we are 70 blocks away from height limit, which is kinda crazy actually, because I hope this base will actually get there one day. But we can't even see the ground. If you can see this down here, that's the top of my pie shop. So we can't even see the grass below us. That's how high we are. Which does mean that from the ground, it will get harder and harder to see the top of the base. So once we start getting stuff to actually be at height limit, we might not even be able to see it from the ground, which is kinda cool. It does mean that we can't see our base, but it also might make it look taller because it's like stretching out into the void and into the fog, which might look kinda cool. And when you can't see the entire base in one picture, it makes it a lot more fun to explore the base, and it makes the base a lot more intriguing and interesting, and sometimes gives it more character. Like how we can't even see the back of the base from the front, and maybe for a good reason, but we are starting to get stuff back here, and I'm kinda like adding a building at a time, and just taking it slow for the back. Well, this video was kind of rushed a little bit. I did say that I have somewhere to be, and I only had a limited amount of time to get this video done, and it has to be done by tonight so I can get it out in the morning, which will be the 4th of July. So if you're in America and you celebrate that, I want to wish you all a happy 4th of July, and hopefully have some fun. Unfortunately, we didn't get too much more than just this one build, and we didn't get to the island today, or at least I guess I did between episodes, but we will get to that next time. I hope so. And I'm hoping to pick up pace on video production and quality and all of the above. I actually have a long list of stuff that I want to build and do, and videos that I want to make, and maybe even some shorts content, which would be fun. That is the end of the episode though, and I thank you so much for staying till the end of it. If you liked the video, please like the video and subscribe if you want to see the next one. And I hope to see you in the next video. Goodbye.